Congressman Jordan joins us now. Congressman, good to have you with us.
Good to be with you, Laura. Thanks for what you're doing.
Have you seen all the results of this this little talk that Rosenstein gave? It was kind of a passive rebuke to you and to your colleagues on Capitol Hill. And he said his decisions and the way they conduct themselves always reflect the care, caution, and wisdom required by law, Congressman.
Yeah. Well, here's what I know. With numerous letters sent to Rod Rosenstein asking for documents that they have not complied with, 2 subpoenas that they are not in compliance with, one that we sent from the Judiciary Committee on March 22nd of this year. We have caught them hiding information from us, redacting stuff they had no reason to redact. It was just potentially embarrassing to the FBI. And we know that, according to Fox News reporters Catherine Herridge and Greg Jarrett, that Rod Rosenstein threatened 2 members of the House Intelligence Committee, staff members of the House Intelligence Committee. That's his track record. And then couple it with this fundamental fact. We learned 3 weeks ago when I had the third round of questioning on Peter Strzok, when Peter Strzok admitted that the FBI was getting parts of the dossier from top Justice Department official Bruce Orr, whose wife Nellie worked for the firm hired by the Clinton campaign team. Now think about that. Parts of the dossier coming to the FBI from Bruce Orr, whose wife Nellie Orr is working for Fusion GPS, who was hired by the Clintons. They take that dossier to the court and don't tell the court important information to get a warrant to spy on the other party's campaign. That happened. And all that happened, and all we're asking, Mr. Rosenstein, is give us the information we are entitled to have to get answers and figure out exactly the details of what you all did. And he won't give them to us, and if he won't, we're going to impeach him. It's that simple.
Well, what is the latest, given what Paul Ryan has said and some others in the House about impeachment of Rosenstein? I mean, they don't seem too eager to move anything on the floor about impeachment, are they?
Well, they don't seem too eager, but frankly, if he gives us the information, there's no need to. If he doesn't give us the information, we have to use the remedies that the Constitution allows us to have to do our constitutional duty of oversight. So it's really Rod Rosenstein's call. You give us the stuff we've been asking for. We met with the Department of Justice just a week ago. Mark Meadows, myself, Mr. Gowdy, Mr. Goodlatte, Mr. Buck, and Mr. Radcliffe. We met with all these top people at the Justice Department. We said, here's what we need. Get it to us. If they get it to us, fine. If they don't, then that's why the articles are there. They should be brought up for a vote, and we should actually impeach them. It's really that simple. But remember, some of the same people who are saying don't impeach Rod Rosenstein are the same people who said don't impeach John Koskinen when he ran the IRS, when he told us things under oath that were not true, and when he destroyed backup tapes that contained thousands of emails, when there was a preservation order in place to preserve those, and there was a subpoena asking for those, and he allows them to be destroyed. So, I mean, if we couldn't impeach, if they didn't want to impeach John Koskinen, I guess maybe the same people don't want to impeach Rod Rosenstein. But if he doesn't give us the information, I see no other remedy.
Congressman, lots of conversation that I'm hearing on Capitol Hill about this. The next Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan, for whatever reason, decided to do the long goodbye, and he's not leaving until the end of the year. But you have thrown your hat into the ring. Obviously, Kevin McCarthy wants to be Speaker. What's the state of play within the Republican caucus on your quest to be Speaker and that of others?
Well, I think it's good. I've been frankly just surprised and pleased with the support. I don't know that anyone's ever, announced for Speaker 3 months ahead of time and run this kind of campaign, but we got all kinds of folks endorsing us. Every major conservative organization, it seems, has come out in support of us. That's good. But in the end, it's a student council election. You're right. If we keep the majority, and that's priority number one, we got to keep the majority. If we keep the majority, it's an election of the Republicans who get elected to the House of Representatives. So we'll see. But here's what I'm focused on. I don't think Congress has done what we told the American people we're going to do, at least not enough of it. And I'd always say we make this job too complicated. Our job is real simple. What did you tell the voters you were going to do when they gave you the privilege to go serve them? Let's do that. But have we built the border security wall? Have we repealed Obamacare? Have we reformed welfare and required able-bodied people to work? And have we controlled spending? We've done the things we said? I don't think we have, but the president sure has. And so we need to do more, behave more like the president and actually do what we said we would do. And that's if I'm given the opportunity to lead Congress, that's what I'm going to focus on.
What is very frustrating to so many of us is that, given all the effort that we've all put into this issue of immigration, now that we have the House and the Senate, we still don't have a border wall funding. We don't have the ending of these loopholes. We don't have a real end of catch and release, end of chain migration or visa lottery. We got none of that. None of it's happened.
Yep. And if I was Speaker right now, what I would do is when we get back in September, put the border wall funding in the appropriation bill, send it to the Senate, and have a month-long debate. And we got a pretty good guy in the White House right now who's able to do a pretty good job at debating and taking a message out there. Let's put that funding the wall funding in that funding bill, and let's have the debate and let's get it done. That makes sense to me. Let's have that fight. We got a guy in the White House who's able to go convince people and take a message to people in a way that very few can. Let's do that. Let's have the debate there versus, let's just throw in the towel. Let's just forfeit and say, we'll deal with the wall funding after the election. No, let's do it now. After all, we told the voters we were going to do it when they elected us 2 years ago.
Now, what about Kevin McCarthy? Why wouldn't he be a good speaker?
Well, you'd have to look at Kevin and ask him that. I'm not going to say negative things about other people. I'll just say this: if you like the way the House is run, then you probably don't want to vote for me. If you think that place needs changing, I mean, dude, look at it this way, Laura. So in a year and a half, think about this president. Regulations have been cut, taxes have been reduced, economy growing at a 4.1% rate, unemployment at its lowest in 20 years, Gorsuch on the court, Kavanaugh on deck. We're out of the crazy Iran deal. The embassy's been moved to Jerusalem, and the hostages have been returned from North Korea. That is amazing. That is an amazing record for a year and a half. But what has the House done? Certainly the taxes cuts have been a good thing, and we helped with that, and I don't want to downplay that. But everything else we promised the voters we were going to do, border security wall, fixing immigration, reforming welfare, requiring able-bodied people to work, repealing Obamacare, controlling spending, standing up to the FBI and the DOJ for the ridiculous things that they did. Where's all that stuff happened? It hasn't happened like we said it would. That's the problem. And if I'm given the chance to lead the Congress, we keep the majority, and I'm given a chance to be Speaker, we will get those things done. We will focus on doing what we said.
Congressman, I have a question. If you win the speakership, will you begin wearing a jacket, or is no jacket?
Only on the Laura Ingraham show. Only on the Laura Ingraham show.
I love teasing you.
Come on, the Ingraham angle at night. That's the only.
I love teasing you about. That's your signature. Everybody has their signature, and I love teasing Congressman Jordan. He's always in shirt sleeves and a tie. I'm like, come on, what is it? Are you allergic to the fabric in jackets? Like, what's going on there?
No, when you're in committee and you got someone from some agency who you know is not being square with you, you got to be able to get fired up and get after him, and you just can't do that with the jacket. So I guess that's the reason.
Congressman Jim Jordan, you have a great weekend. Great to check in with you. Thanks for all you're doing out there for the American people and for real oversight of what's happened in this travesty of an investigation and this email investigation, FBI and beyond.